Good afternoon, guys. It's Working, bringing you a quick update on Bitcoin. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. Looking at Bitcoin to the US dollar, 4-hour chart on Coinbase. And guys, Bitcoin has come down and tested this resistance line, or excuse me, this support line between 6870 and 6750. It's tested the top of the support quite a few times now, one, two, and certainly deeply this third time for a three. Still hasn't hit the 618 fib, at least not on Coinbase yet. Came down to 6850 on Coinbase. The 618 fib is somewhere around 6814, 6811, somewhere thereabouts, give or take a couple dollars. So we still haven't tested that 68 fib, but we did come down, hit as deep of a retracement as we have had since we've been in this zone. Came down, hit that about 6850 zone, somewhere thereabouts, had a nice little bounce right back up. And now we can see of this structure here, we can see we're testing the prior high. Came up, created not quite, but almost a double top. We didn't get any kind of a major rejection. Price just came up, hit that small rejection, and now it's just moving sideways, deciding which way it's going to go, guys. And if we can break above this prior high of this structure here, so this prior high of, call it on Coinbase, it's 6162. If we can break above 6162, I think it'll be a very quick rise up into this prior order block of between 6350 and 6400, somewhere up in this zone here. Excuse me. If price does end up coming down, I wouldn't be surprised to see it come down, test this zone down here again, possibly bounce again off of 7,000 and then impulse back up. If it does break below 7,000 again, I think it'll be a very quick drop to test this zone again, possibly this time coming in, creating a lower low of this structure, hitting the 618 fib, and at that point, guys, I would hope for an impulse up. Again, I'm starting to consider laddering buys in here between about 6,800 and 6,750, somewhere thereabouts, guys. That would cover the golden pocket. And remember, a lot, especially retail traders, guys, they know nothing about the golden pocket. They sometimes, if they're smart, they'll know about the 618 fib. Very few know about this golden pocket. They just think of the 618 fib breaks, that's that. It's not true. Look up the golden pocket. I'm not going to give you a lesson on it now, but look up the golden pocket. The golden pocket lies between the 618 fib and the 65 fib level. Oftentimes, price will come through. It'll wick right through the 618 fib and then impulse right back up. But it does penetrate the 618 fib just by a wick rather oftentimes, guys. It comes about, penetrates it just slightly, hits the golden pocket, and then impulse back up. So I would have buy orders stacked in between here, between 6800, 65, and 6750. With a very, very tight stop right below there at about 6,700 to, I'm probably going to have it a little bit lower, just knowing that the market makers like to go stop hunting, as I've warned you guys about. So I might have my stops at 6650, 6670, somewhere thereabouts. Because oftentimes they'll drive it just a little bit lower than where they think you're going to put your stops and then impulse it right back up. That's called stop hunting, and they'll do that all day long. But anyway, guys, so far this neckline has held, I should say, of this inverse head and shoulders. Things, as far as that's concerned, it's looking very good. Still not having the volume that I would like to see, even though volume has come up quite just a little bit today. So far today, and of course today hasn't closed. So far we're sitting at 4.3 billion in volume. Yesterday we did 3.9. Day before that 3.6. Granted, that was the weekend. But still, guys, so we are still seeing a slight uptick in volume. Still nothing like what I would like to see, though, for the longer term. If we come out here to the daily chart, look at some of our, excuse me, guys, look at our EMAs and moving averages. We can see price came down. I told you about this yesterday. It's tested this 50-day, and it's just literally been sitting right on top of this 50-day moving averages now for 4 days. This is the 4th day in a row. And we are either going to have to get a major move or this thing is going to break down. And I've told you guys, if this 50-day moving averages breaks down decisively, now we can see it's broken down by a wick. I don't count the wicks. If we get a decisive break, by decisive break, I mean if we get a candle on the daily, a daily candle closing below this 50-day moving average, I think that the probability that we're going to go down to 6,300 becomes very, very likely, at least 6,500 in the short term. But if it just drops down, and then by a wick, then I don't count that. Just a wick, guys, that it could do that all day long. All day long. But that 50-day moving average, I do think is critical. As I said, we do have the the daily Bollinger Band is lying right below that 50-day moving average, so we could see a wick hit that Bollinger Band and come right back up. Just have to wait and see how it ends up playing out, guys. On the daily chart, I would like to see price end up impulsing up and break above the 55-day EMA at least. Also, the 8-day EMA is starting to cross back below the 55-day EMA. That's a sign of weakness, guys. It crossed below the 21-day EMA. Again, that's another sign of weakness. So we are getting some signs of weakness in the market, guys, but doesn't mean it can't turn around. All hope is not lost yet, certainly. If we come out here and we look at the 4-hour, the 4-hour is getting a little bit more interesting. We can see that the 8 and the 21-day EMAs are starting to converge on each other. We can see the 4-hour Bollinger Bands are certainly starting to quickly converge on each other here. You can see they're bottlenecking very, very fast. That is oftentimes a sign that price is going to break out in one direction or another very, very soon. If we can get the Bollinger Bands to bottleneck like this, as well as this 50-day moving average and 55-day moving average start to converge with the 21 and the 8, that's going to be a very big sign that price is going to break out impulsively very, very soon. It still could happen, though. I mean, I'm actually surprised at how tightly these 4-hour Bollinger Bands are starting to move in. We can see that's happened in the past. It's just been literally moving almost sideways here since August 4th. It's now August 7th. So for 3 days, we've just been going almost sideways, guys. So it's only going to do that before long, before we get a major break in one direction or another. If we come out here, we look at our 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we look at our long positions. Longs are starting to stack. They're not going up in a straight line. They're just kind of did a little initially. Now they're just kind of slowly laddering up. So that does look, kind of healthy. But we also, interestingly enough, we're seeing short stack at a much greater rate. Now this kind of, excuse me, guys. This is, in my opinion, I'd like to see it go up more in a straight line, because I think if it did, that would indicate price is going to drop a lot quicker. Still, though, it is going up in kind of a straight line. Not necessarily, but kind of more vertical than longs are. This is kind of, in my opinion, this is kind of bullish, telling me that these more than likely are going to get liquidated here very soon. Anytime you see it kind of move up that quickly, oftentimes it drops back down that quickly as well. We saw it here, dropped right back down. Coming here in the past, let's see where we can find it moving. Of course, here, dropped right back down. Here, dropped right back down. Now this was a longer run. And, we could be into something like this where we get a longer run, and then it just kind of doesn't drop immediately right back down, just kind of meanders sideways for a little bit. So that is possible too, guys. But, based on how this is looking, I think it's going to eventually end up crashing back down. What it does, it's going to give us a little bit of a boost in price, at least temporarily. Let's see if we can take out this high here of that 6150. And if we do, as I said, I think it'll be a rather quick rise up into this order block of 6350 to 6400. From there, of course, we've got to take out this prior. There's a lot of resistance sitting between 75, 77. Once we get above 78, that's when I'm going to start getting excited again, guys. If we can get above 78, 7800, guys, 7800, that's going to be extremely bullish, and then I'm going to start to get excited that the bulls are starting to rebound. Okay, looking at the, again, we're on the 4-hour. Stock RSI is overbought, suggesting we may see a downside. However, the RSI doesn't really reflect that. In fact, the 4-hour RSI is starting to create, as I pointed out yesterday, kind of a bear flag. You can see here, guys, just not looking great, although this has been a little bit more bullish here recently. So if we can come up and if we can kind of break this trend, we can see that this bear flag, let me get a little bit lower here. We can see this bear flag is kind of forming here on both sides. Now, if we can see if this doesn't end up coming right back down, that'd be very bearish. If it does, if this ends up breaking up above this, that's going to be a very, very bullish sign, guys. So let's wait and monitor that. But as of right now, just not looking so great. If we come out here to the daily RSI, I've pointed out this head and shoulders pattern on the RSI here. We can see it created almost a double bottom. We haven't had much of a reaction off that double bottom yet, but let's wait and see if we do. Wait and see if it ends up playing out. If we do end up breaking below this zone on the RSI, if we do break below, call it 40.6, call it 40. If we break below 40, I do think that's going to be a very bearish sign of weakness, and then more than likely, I think we're going to probably break that 618 fib, but let's just wait and see how it ends up playing out. If we look at our daily stock RSI, it's the opposite of the 4-hour. It's very oversold, suggesting we may see a rise in price here very, very shortly. If we look at the MACD on the daily, MACD is kind of looking neutral, possibly looking like it may start to trend back up. We can see the MACD line is starting to show signs it might curl over. We're not, maybe a little sideways movement on the signal line there, so let's wait and see how that ends up playing out. We come over here to the 4-hour. The 4-hour is looking a little more bullish, looking like the histogram is starting to trend up. Signal line and trend line are both starting to trend up, but it also could just move over. They're also moving kind of more sideways than up, guys. So again, not really showing any strong indications of what direction price is going to go here in the short term. We do know, though, guys, it can only pound this support for so long before it breaks down. As I said, though, guys, the good news is this is a deep support between 6870, 6875. Or 6750, I should say, 6870 and 6750. So it is a deep support. So even if it does end up breaking down, we can have it break deeper into the support line without getting too worried. But if this bottom of this support breaks, as I told you guys in the past, I think initially it'll get caught between 6600 and 6500. I don't think that's going to hold, though. I think more than likely that it will drop from there down to about 6350, 6330, somewhere thereabouts. And in my opinion, if that breaks, it'll be a quick drop down to 5800, between 58 and 5900, somewhere thereabouts, guys. So anyway, that's how. These are my quick thoughts on Bitcoin. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. Till next time, guys, please trade safe. This is Working, signing out.